The military says that it has repelled an attack on Gubio local government area of Borno State. Suspected insurgents had stormed the town earlier this evening, shooting sporadically and throwing residents into panic. According to military sources, reinforcements deployed by Operation Lafia Dole repelled the attack. The GOC 7th Division Brigadier General Abdul Khalifa Ibrahim confirmed the attack and revealed that the military is fully on ground engaging the insurgents in an ongoing clearance operation. Gubio, some 84 kilometers north of Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, has been targeted severally by insurgents in recent times. Lack of vocational and technical training has been identified as one of the factors limiting the full benefits of education from being realized. This is the position of stakeholders at the Akin Ogumbi Foundation Lecture Series held in Ogbobosho, that would be Oshobo rather, the Osun State capital. With the theme, Education as an Input Variable for National Development, participants at the forum discussed possible solutions to some of the challenges facing education.
It's the first education colloquium of the Akin Ogumbi Foundation series, which brings together educationists, politicians, top government officials, policymakers, and traditional leaders to deliberate on the state of the country's educational sector.
Quality skills education also enjoy prestige.
The panel session gives participants an opportunity to highlight issues affecting education in the state. They unanimously agree that for a nation to reap the fruits of education, attention must be paid to critical areas, including vocational and technical training.
If we don't get it right, our country becomes more irrelevant in the world. So the imperative of getting education right is something we must deal with. And education is about much more than know-how and know-why. Know-how is important, know-why is important, but character is critical.
The reason why these children are probably not doing well is how they are being taught and who they are being taught by. Children do not necessarily learn the same way. So these are issues we have seen practically. So it simply means if we do not get basic education right, we're not going to make much progress.
The brain behind the foundation, Akin Ogumbi, highlights the inevitable role that education plays in a nation's growth and development.
By and large, the more you look at education in Nigeria, its development, its impact, you realize that there are challenges and there are things that need to be done better. And that was why I said, look, we need to come up with this lecture series to be able to be looking at education as a critical factor to national development.
The Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi, commends efforts to frame such conversations around improving education in the country.
It's very important for us to know that education plays a very pivotal role in human development. And that's what we need in Nigeria.
The forum ends with a resolution that reports of recommendations be sent to the government and other stakeholders for consideration and possible implementation.
More stories now. The Enugu State Electricity Distribution PLC, the EEDC, has commissioned a multi-million naira 33 kV double-circuit line in Imo State as part of its plans to improve accessibility of power supply for residents of the state and its environs. According to the EEDC management, the project, which is estimated at about 200 million naira, includes the dedicated 33 kV line constructed for one of the company's industrial customers, Alex Aluminum Company.
In recent times, power shortages have become a major challenge for residents of Owerri, the Imo State capital, with business owners, especially small and medium-scale enterprises, mostly affected. But there are indications that consumers will soon begin to enjoy improved electricity supply as the Enugu Electricity Distribution PLC, EEDC, embarks on the provision and supply of 2 new 33 kV lines to major areas and business zones in the state. The target businesses include the Alex Aluminium Company, while the second line will serve customers in New Owerri and its environs.
Recently, because of the new line we were able to construct, is a 33 kV line. This was we spent over 150 million on that line. And I can assure you now that the interruptions we used to have those days, we used to have up to 20 interruptions and less than 12-hour supply daily. That's average. But now the customers are happy. They can boast of 23-hour supply.
It's a gesture the beneficiaries of these facilities appreciate.
That line has been very wonderful. It's been like a relief in the business. Normally, my average expenditure for diesel before was between 400, 500,000 a week. But I realized that this week I spent only 150,000 naira. It's been very wonderful.
There is, however, another task expected of the beneficiaries, and it is for them to safeguard the new installations and make prompt payment of their electricity bills.
There's no way we can sustain this without the support of our customers. So we need them to consistently pay their bills, disease from energy theft, meter bypass, and all those vices that impact negatively on the quality of service.
Few months ago, the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company also inaugurated two major projects in Awka, Anambra State. One 7.5 MVA injection substation at ABS Awka and the upgrading of the two 7.5 MVA injection substation at Agu Awka, as well as the provision of a new 11 kVA feeder in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi state capital.
You're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television live from Lagos. Let's move on to business news now with Melinda Kilami.
You First. First Bank.
Many thanks, Gimba. Welcome to Business News. The chairman of the Nigeria Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Mrs. Abike Dabiri-Erewa, says that Nigerians living abroad have the highest net contribution to foreign direct investment with over $26 billion. She told the conference in Abuja that this achievement was as a result of the first Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit, NDIS, organized by her commission last year, which encouraged Nigerians abroad to increase investment into the country.
And Nigerians in the diaspora remitted about $26 billion to Nigeria. That is not a joke. That is not a joke. And we believe that targeting them more, talking to them, engaging with them, they'll do much more for the country. And when you go abroad seeking investors, we believe that the first line of contact should be the Nigerians in the diaspora. And that is exactly what we're doing. So we look forward to all of you participating in this summit and the second inaugural Diaspora Investment Summit. The key areas, as we know, agriculture, education, tourism and culture, real estate, and industries, telecommunication, and all that. So we expect investors that are willing to invest in these areas to partner with us and come and see where you can invest in Nigeria. The theme of this year is leveraging diaspora investments for economic growth. And what better time to do this than when Mr. President just presented his budget. Now, this budget is timely. And it's also a budget that for the first time we had our budget being presented on time, October. So we hope to have a January-December cycle for the budget, as we hope the National Assembly will pass the budget on time. So at the time Mr. President has just presented the budget and wants every investor to come to Nigeria, we believe that this investment summit is very, very timely.
The federal government has signed a $3.9 billion agreement with the China Railway Construction Corporation, CRCC, for the construction of the Abuja-Itakpe Railway. The Minister of Transportation, Mr. Chibike Amechi, who announced this today in Abuja, says the agreement is the first public-private partnership railway agreement between Nigeria and the CRCC. According to him, most of the funds for the project is expected to come from the Chinese government, which involves 15% Nigeria equity and 10% equity from the CRCC. The minister expressed confidence that the project would be quickly completed. The bears maintain a firm grip on the stock market for a fourth consecutive day as total volume of transactions dropped by 38.54% at the close of today's trading session. Layo has details of equities performance.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Markets Report. There's still no respite for the downturn at the equities market as sell pressure enters a fourth day in the second week of October. The NSE's benchmark index ended Thursday's trading session negative, but slightly lower than the previous session, down by 0.06%, while marginal profit-taking engulfed 4 out of 5 key sectors of the market. With about 8 billion naira knocked off from the equities capitalization, the price table retains a lackluster performance margin of 15 losers against 8 gainers, led by an additional 9.82% increase in the share price of Learn Africa. In contrast to Wednesday's session, investors' appetite for stocks was lower by over 227.79 million units today, at 363.25 million in 2,650 transactions, driven largely by the shares of Dangote Cement, Axis Bank, and FCMB. And that's the stock market report. I'm Layo Adegoke.